Okay, it's day 9 of the Re-Energize Challenge. We are going to do a recap, and then we're diving into getting unstuck in the other areas of our life that we haven't talked about yet so we can be holistically re-energized. So day 1, we did Bastrika breath, bellows breath. Day 2, we did our 20-minute yoga asana practice. Day 3, we started making our dandelion tea to drink 1 cup a day. If you cannot find dandelions or you cannot be bothered to find dandelions, you can go to the store and buy dandelion tea. Day number 4, we talked about mindset, what to choose to think, what to choose to focus on in order to create the feeling of feeling energized. Day number 5, circulation. The body scrub, dry brushing in order to create energized circulation. Day number 6, dosha-specific practices. Day 7, Uddiyana Bandha to tone and cleanse that you're adding on to your 20-minute yoga practice. Day number 8, yesterday, re-energizing your relationships. So we're doing those things. We're putting it all together. You have your yoga practice, you're drinking your tea, you're doing your breath work, you're energizing your relationships with yourself and other people. And today we're going to look at some of the other areas of our life that we haven't talked about yet. We have talked about many of them, right? We've talked about physical health, mental health, relationships. Those are 3 of the 8 main areas of our lives. The other areas, if you're on the email list, you have this PDF printout. You can print it out or you can fill it out on your computer in order to look at the other areas, because we don't want to just focus all of our energy, especially as we're re-energizing ourselves, into one area. We want to create balance and put that energy into our life as a whole to feel great and vital, right? So some of the other areas that we're going to explore today on your worksheet are routine responsibilities. Those things like doing the dishes, cleaning the laundry, picking up the kids, picking up the mail, cutting the grass, like all kinds of things that are routine that maybe you start to think about like I have to do that. It doesn't feel fun. It feels like yucky. Like I have to do all these things. And we want to like energize that to bring some momentum into it, some fun, some playfulness, just like we did in our relationship yoga practice. We can bring that into our routine responsibilities as well. Time management, finances, spirituality, and career. Those are the ones we haven't really covered yet. So on that sheet, you're going to rate yourself, rate right now in your life how you feel in those different areas. So you will write here where you have routine responsibilities, what you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like, my routine responsibilities feel terrible, absolutely the worst ever. I don't want to do them. I dread every routine responsibility. And 10 is like, it couldn't be better. I love cooking and cleaning and doing yoga and everything that I do on routine. Like it just couldn't be better. And I always caution people when you're rating things, if you're rating it like a 10, it's not offering any opportunity for growth. So even if you feel like it's awesome, like what if you still have some opportunity for growth there, right? I feel like routine responsibilities, everybody's like, oh, it's easy to think of room for growth there. Time management, same thing, right? So you're going to rate it. And then after you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the best, or anywhere in between, you're going to write out why you rated it that, and then what would make it a 10. That way, it just really gives us the awareness to see exactly where we're at and how can we re-energize that part of our life. Okay, so you're going to do that with each of those areas. Now, once you have done that, evaluated, and you have more awareness, you're going to pick one of those other areas of life to re-energize today. You're going to write that area down on the second page. And you're going to answer, what do you want to believe about yourself in this area of life? So So if you looked at your finances and you're like, my finances feel super yucky and stuck and no energy in them, maybe what you want to believe is that I can energize my finances. I can create momentum in my finances. I can get out of debt. I can earn more money. I can have a healthier relationship with money and not hate money. Like, whatever the thing is that you want to believe about yourself in that area of life, you're going to write that down. And then the next fill in the blank here is to describe in as much detail as possible what that area of life will look and feel like when you have re-energized it. So if it is with your finances, maybe it will look like you have money at the end of the month extra to spend on things like yoga or things like saving money, having some in the bank, and that you're not living paycheck to paycheck, but you feel in control, you feel responsible, you feel like you have energy in the form of money and you get to decide what to do with it, to save some, to not spend it there, to spend it here, right? So you're going to really write that in detail and how that feels. Maybe you feel energized, responsible, empowered when you're not spending all your money and having to go into debt again, right? So whatever it is, if it's money, if it's spirituality, if it is your career, you're going to do that as descriptive as possible. And then you're going to write down an action to take right now to start re-energizing that area of your life. Okay. So if it is finances, maybe the step is to right now schedule a date with yourself to create a budget. Or maybe if it is, let's look at another area, your career, and you're feeling really stuck and miserable and like you hate it. And maybe your next step is to talk to your boss or your coworkers or your team and to get a plan together to re-energize your office environment or wherever it is that you work. Okay, so you're going to write down that action. And then, of course, always the third and final step is to actually do it. Make the call, schedule the appointment, look head on at the things that you don't necessarily want to look at so you can get unstuck, so you can feel more energized. Now, if you listen to this and you're like, oh, that sounds great, good idea, and then you keep on listening to the next things and go about your day and don't do it, you are not going to create energy. You're going to be thinking about it in your head, but then all your energy just stays in your head and you don't actually do it. That's why it is so important. Please do the activity, write it out, get the things out of your head onto paper, and then take a step of action. These are the things that are going to change your life and actually create momentum, and energy is to actually think and do it. Okay? So get to work today, putting it all together. Tomorrow, we are going to bring it even more full circle and talk about maintaining consistency with all of the things that you've learned and practiced to be re-energized. Talk to you tomorrow.